Are we live? And we are live. Hey, prepare yourself, guys. Chris with T3 Medias, and we are here with. I got a full panel this time for the first time. I think. Well, we got four people here, and we got starting off right below me at the screen below. We have Larice and Walt.
How you doing?
Hey, guys. And as always, well, sometimes always, you know, my forever partner, crime, my best friend over here, Sean Malloy. What's up, Sean?
How's it going, guys?
Always with the enthusiasm, brother. I gotta relax, Sean. No, let's. Oh man, I'm glad. I'm finally glad that we can finally get together and talk about these things. So I got some topics I want to talk about. What most likely looks like the way we did it before I hit the go button. We're probably just gonna go off on just every topic we can think of because there's been a lot of stuff going on this week. So right off the bat, I'll just start off with the main things that we're discussing now. So first thing that I want, that's the wrong thing. First thing I want to go and talk about was this new story about Tim Allen mentioning that he knows how to kill John Wick. He's figured it out. Larice, you said you had a chance to read over that post. What exactly did Tim Allen say?
It sounds like kind of like a friendly rivalry thing that he and Keanu Reeves have going. It doesn't sound like it's a real beef.
Not legitimate beef.
Yeah, it sounds like kind of like a little alpha back and forth. Yeah, it doesn't. To me, it didn't sound like it. But
so, what did he say was the solution?
Well, he was saying, if John Wick leaves his house with his dog, he'll just shoot him when he's out walking his dog, not ready for it. Just like, okay, you leave. We know what time you're walking your dog. So when you go to walk your dog, boom, you're gone.
Well, I'll tell you this, though. There is a point to that because he did get his ass kicked in the first movie badly because of that. So, I mean, maybe he's right.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't watch the rest of the movie. I got so upset about it. I was like, I can't watch the rest now. I got so mad.
Too violent?
The dog.
Yeah.
That's 3 movies ago. We're already on a new dog.
I think they could have done it like where he just took the dog.
Yeah.
You mean
that's why you didn't watch House of Cards?
What's that?
You're talking about
you didn't watch House of Cards for the same reason.
Yeah.
If the first thing I see is a dog dying, I'm like, I'm out. I don't know why. He can kill a human. That's fine.
It necessitated him going nuts. It was the one thing that his wife gave him that was still tangible and connected him and her to this plane of existence. And so it was kind of necessary to drive him over the edge.
It gave the same that reaction that you gave, Larice, was exactly the tone.
What they were going for.
Exactly. That was exact. So you're watching this movie, you're like, okay, this is just another shoot 'em up movie, blah, blah. We've seen it before. The second you saw in that trailer that they killed that dog, it doesn't matter if you're a I don't take revenge kind of person. Violence is not the answer kind of person. The second you saw that, you're like, they got to go. They gotta go.
They got the dog.
They's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, people suck. I don't care if you shoot people, but geez, the dogs.
It necessitated.
Let them bark, pet them.
Yeah,
I think you should finish that movie. I think you'd enjoy the outcome. But Tim Allen wasn't wrong. I mean, if you figure out John Wick's schedule, technically what Tim Allen said doesn't really make sense with where John Wick is today. If you haven't seen part 2 and part 3, I won't spoil it for you. But there's all this chaos going on around with John Wick where there's no schedule where he's like walking the dog or anything. Right. There's no schedule in place where Tim Allen is where that point would make sense. And I know he was just commenting. He wasn't really being serious in that post.
It's not like he's a 9-to-5er with
right. Exactly.
Yeah, but eventually the dog has to go out. The dog has to go out and take a crap. So he's gonna come out with a dog.
If you're a sniper just sitting across the street and patient,
either that or the dog's just gonna crap on the floor.
But they tried that before in part 2. They had a long, or was it part 1? They had a long range sniper that was hired to.
Sorry, speaking of animals, my cat every time I stream or film, she comes to interrupt me now because she wants to be attention. Sorry.
So have you guys been following up on what Keanu's been doing lately?
What's that?
No.
So obviously we've had, and there've been a lot more attention to it, but we have Bill and Ted 3 coming out. But supposedly the same weekend they're going to be or on maybe the next year, the same weekend, they're going to be releasing The Matrix 4.
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
That's
they're
awesome.
calling it Keanu Day because it's the same
Keanu Day.
Yeah.
He deserves his own day. If anyone
he's-
deserves on his own day, I think Keanu.
I'm like kind of a little bit on the mend of I didn't really like part 3 of John Wick. I know it made money, so obviously they're going to make it. But have you guys seen John Wick 3?
I haven't seen 2.
Okay, I think
So
they
you just
should.
saw the first
I only
one.
saw the first one.
I think they should have ended it with the second one. And I'm going to say something that sounds ridiculous. It had too much action in part 3. And I mean, it's so much that by 15, 20 minutes into the movie, it's just the same thing over and over and over. And by the end of the movie, I'm literally just like sitting there just like, oh God. And
So it's the opposite of Matrix 2.
it's just too,
Way too much
it's
philosophy.
too much. It's too much. You just don't care by the end of the third one. It's just,
Right.
scene
You need a little
after
bit of balance
scene.
there.
Give me some Tarantino dialogue. Give me something.
Yeah.
Stop shooting for a minute. And I,
And
who knows what
Keanu's looking at you through the screen, to breaking the fourth wall.
No,
like, Sean, you know what this was.
they could have just taken a little bit out of it, just a little less of it, and it would have been just as good. You're just so desensitized by it by the end of it. You just don't. You just don't care.
But then they gotta write scripts. They gotta write dialogue. They're like, you know what? Let's just
That's a lot of pressure.
let's just do some action.
But I think that was the point. But that was the point of the third one. They wanted it to be just nonstop action, just beating you overhead over and over.
All the wall.
He pretty much has the whole world. It gave you that feeling. The whole world.
It was
almost
the whole world
is
was after him. He
against
got, what was it, excommunicado, where every assassin in the entire city was trying to kill him.
No, an entire world. If you see him, you go for him. I think that's exactly what it captured. It was perfect to me for that scenario. Yeah, I get what you're saying, that it was a little too much because
how can you get
can't
bored during
envision.
an action movie? You can get bored during an action movie when you're just like, oh my God, it just doesn't
I always
stop.
tell my students I can fall asleep in a heavy metal concert because it's always here. You know, if you don't have levels, you can fall asleep if it's always loud.
It's intense.
Depends on what kind of metal.
No, if it's just going,
Because the older metal has like
I lived in New York
has some
City
really
long enough, I could
slower
do it.
ballad, like power ballad songs. The newer metal, like the death metal, is like here all the time.
Yeah,
but like the older metal has some.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's going up and down,
older metal, they have those ballads.
But if every song is screaming, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, what kind of concerts are you guys going to?
You do not want to know, because that's a whole other stream. So
that's too funny. Well, I don't know. I think that the whole idea of what Tim, I thought it was kind of funny. That's why I added it. It's funny how Keanu Reeves his career is going up to such a height that even a hypothetical conversation by another actor activated all these Keanu Reeves.
It's like Robert Downey. He gets that second burst, and it just keeps going up. Everybody loves Keanu Reeves, just like everybody loves. He
became a meme. And because of that, like, he has this whole younger audience, like this Gen Z.
Keanu?
Yeah. All these Gen Z kids that just think he's so cool because he's a meme.
Yeah, Keanu is of every generation. He does not age.
No, and back in the day, like, everyone used to kind of make fun of him because he always had
acting school.
It was the surfer dude guy.
I love Point Blank. I love Point Blank though. Yeah.
Remember his like
Point Break.
One wave, man. Just let me get one wave. We'll get him when he comes back. He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. What's my favorite Keanu Reeves line from Bill and Ted? Is like, had wooden teeth, chase Moby Dick. He's like, dude, that was Captain Ahab. He's like,
what number are we thinking of?
Yeah, sometimes you just get stuck in that box, but I'm kind of excited that he kind of got out of that by becoming a meme. I don't know.
Saying he almost killed his career by not doing Speed 2.
Oh, that movie was so bad.
Because he didn't do Speed 2, he died in the Matrix.
I think Speed 2 would have killed his career.
Speed was great, but Speed 2
Speed 2 was Cruise Control.
Yeah.
Cruise ship. The name, I'd have been like, Kobe, and throw the script in the.
We're on a boat.
Well, apparently because they lost him, they lost a lot of funding, so they changed it.
No doubt.
And that's why it kind of is as bad as it was.
But it played out perfectly because since Sandra Bullock was then the biggest star, then she was the main focus, and it kind of helped boost her career even further. So it balanced itself out.
Speed was Die Hard on a Bus.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love the first piece.
Hey, that's a better
He
title.
was great.
He's like, "Are you insured?" Yeah, why? Knocks the door.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to take your phone. Take the phone, man.
Oh man,
Yeah, long live Dennis Hopper.
I was so. Oh yeah, that's right.
Dennis Hopper made that movie.
forgot about
smarter
Dennis
than
Hopper.
you. I'm smarter. Oh yeah, and I'm taller. And just
Oh yeah. Oh god. Talk about. Now, I did a video about campy stuff. Now, Speed was one of the greatest campy movies of all time. All the catchphrases. It was very like 80s, 90s.
oh, it was raging 90s.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
hair
yeah.
pointed at you. What do you do?
What
Like they
do you
just.
do?
It's just so
Pop
over.
quiz, hot shot.
Pop quiz.
Shoot the hostage. That was awesome. Well, let us know what you guys
Oh
think.
yeah, I forgot about that.
So, and we'll just, I guess we'll just keep talking about that later in the comments, guys. Let's talk about more Keanu. So, what's your favorite Keanu line? So, moving on to the next topic of conversation here. Did you guys know? Have you heard? Out of all the TV shows that are getting in, and this is a new phrase that I've just heard today, a sequel series is what I guess what they're calling.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, that's actually I like.
Are you talking about taking a movie and then making the sequel in a series?
No, it's a TV show.
Like a TV show,
like Fuller House.
So,
Oh,
Punky Brewster is coming back, and what's her name? Salome Moon Fry.
Yeah.
Lemon Fry.
Flame Moon Fry.
Salome Moon Fry. She's coming back. She's as Punky Brewster, and it was a post that I read that said that this is another sequel series. So I kind of like that instead of a reboot or a
revival is what we were calling
revival.
it when they brought the X-Files back. They called it a revival. So
because they don't consider it another season, they consider it like a sequel series. I like that. So what do you guys think about it? Were you guys watching Punk? I'm gonna admit it. I watched Punky Brewster.
I watched Punky Brewster as a little kid. Yeah.
Punky Power, Lima Beans.
I barely remember it. When you first said Punky Brewster, I was thinking Blossom in my head.
You know the name, though. You know the name.
Peter Billingsley was on
I know
there at some
Fry,
point.
though, for sure.
Or no, maybe not.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is in the reboot.
Some of the other kids.
Yeah, I saw that. Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to be in the new Punky Brewster.
It's going to be her playing her ex-husband.
Yeah. So it's actually her as an adult. It's the same character.
Yeah.
Did you say Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
I thought he was retired. I thought he
did too. But little by little,
he's broke now, I guess.
No, he's
ran out of royalties from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No,
I wonder how much money he actually does get every year from that.
Yeah.
Well,
Punky Brewster was better than Full House, so I would say, bring it back. If you can bring back Full House, then you can bring back.
They brought back Small Wonders as the virgins.
It's
true.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about that.
Small Wonder. That'll be next.
He's been steadily working. He purposely decided to take it back from Hollywood so he could focus on him and Sarah Michelle Gellar's children. He's a stay-at-home dad.
They were together.
Yeah, he's a family man.
Yeah, he's a family man now. And then,
but if you can afford it to take off and spend time with your kids, why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you can spend more time with your children and not worry about bills, why not?
Yeah.
That's exactly. Well, I don't know if you guys heard Rick Moranis, his wife had died. The guy from Married, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah.
His wife passed away, and so he quit. He just that was it.
Oh, I know.
And just took care of his kid. But now supposedly they're trying to get him back in. We'll see.
So they wanted him to do the Ghostbusters.
Gene Wilder stopped.
Gene Wilder quit when
Gilda died, him, but he couldn't do it anymore.
Passed away, I think.
Yeah, recently.
About 5 years ago now, I think. But yeah.
But he couldn't do it.
What would how did the Punky?
Did we lose you?
Yeah, we're getting bad with glitch.
What happened? Chris is frozen.
Frozen Fagin.
Frozen.
So while Chris is frozen, there was a show. I every time I hear the word Punky Brewster.
There we go. You're back. Buffering.
What are you saying? What show?
I was saying every time I hear the word Punky Brewster, I think of that show. You can't do that on television.
Oh, I remember that. Now that was a Nickelodeon show,
yeah,
right?
and every time they said there was like it was broken
Slime?
up. Yeah, they say what? And
you guys, let me know if you guys can hear me now.
Yeah,
we can hear you. You're on. You're back.
You're back.
All right. No, go ahead. I was listening. You can't do that on television. Let's go.
You remember that show? You remember that show?
Oh, that was a sketch show for kids, sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
And they had the gross chef named Barf.
Yeah.
I feel like I just missed Nickelodeon. Like I was just old enough.
I feel like I might have been too old, but I remember it. Like I was watching it, but it was a little too kiddie for me at the time. But I still watched it anyways because this was in high school, and I remember watching it thinking, I probably this is too young for me, but that's okay. I'll watch it.
Well, they had Danger Mouse, Double Dare. You can't do that on television.
I would watch Double Dare.
Double Dare, I remember being on regular
the
TV
repeats.
too.
Yeah, I watched the repeats of Double Dare, and I knew how it would end, and I would still watch it.
What are the other shows that are getting a sequel?
Revival shows.
Yeah.
Well, they revived the Kenan show.
Series.
The other
all that, right?
all that.
They brought back all that.
That's been on.
That starts. Is that on already?
Yeah, it's been on. I think. Yeah, all that.
A couple of my students are getting to look for that.
Yeah, they're a couple of Walt's comedy students are going to be in that. Right.
Oh, really?
They're talking about Judah being doing a couple of bit parts on it.
Yeah, or potentially. I don't know. I guess they're still talking about it, but yeah, but they have it. It's already started at some point on either Nickelodeon or.
So what?
Like
what is? Oh, there we go. Chris,
we see something that looks like you,
Houston.
Houston, no problem. So while we're waiting for Chris, what is the main shows you guys are sticking to right now, or the go-to favorites?
We're always changing, so it depends on what's around, but we're always looking for new stuff.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
If you had someone said, "What are your top 10 favorite shows?" Doesn't matter if you're watching.
Top 10.
Yeah.
All time or
yeah, sure.
We actually very much X-Files fans.
I love that.
I love
it. We follow David Duchovny around the world with his band, and we're officially Duchovniacs. But
I don't know if that fixed it or not.
We see you.
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah. I have to do some adjustments.
We have been doing a lot of the cable binges though. Castle Rock.
Yeah, our stuff is like a lot. I like the horror, sci-fi,
the Creep Show, and or the stuff that's on Shudder, the new streaming service.
Did you watch the Haunting of Hill House?
Yeah,
Hill House is great.
They announced
the new one's coming out soon.
The Haunting of Bly Manor. Yeah,
Bly Manor is coming out.
Yeah. You got. I guess while I was buffering, you guys got ahead of me, so I had to switch the banner to the binge. That's where I do all my reviews for TV. So my TV
like
stuff.
It.
So
I got finished with you, by the way, Chris. I finished season 2 of you.
What did you? Did you guys also finish?
I love it.
Oh, you was on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I've been wondering.
I just discovered that today. I haven't seen it.
Should we even watch it?
No, I just saw something about it.
Is it worth watching? Because I've heard like mixed things.
No,
but I was thinking of something we could get into.
It'll make you keep one eye on your spouse from now on. I mean, ever since me and Joy's been watching it, I've been keeping an eye on her just in case kind of inspiration on it.
So real quick, without giving you spoilers, this is one of the shows that the main character. Did you like Dexter?
I never saw Dexter. It's on the list.
Okay.
I missed
Yeah,
Dexter.
we didn't do Dexter.
I saw the one episode where John Lithgow actually came into the police department. And they saw each other.
That was like
for the first
season
time.
4.
4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says, at least you saw the best episode.
Well, just like how Dexter kind of like justified, like he's a serial killer who kills other serial killers.
You want him to succeed.
Yeah,
but
right.
Okay, so like Breaking Bad a little bit too.
Yes,
maybe?
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
okay.
He's not a good.
That's probably my number 2 show, Breaking Bad. I mean, number 1 is X-Files. Breaking Bad is up there.
But you is like from the point of view of a stalker, and you're kind of justifies his motivation. Sometimes he's sweet,
and he
a lot of times crosses the line.
I like that. I like that conflicted.
You hear his inner monologue the entire show. He's like, "You are the most important thing to me, and you want me to feed you." So you literally hear what he's thinking the whole show as he's stalking.
Oh, I do remember the trailer for that one now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and it's
once you start watching it, you won't stop watching it.
It's like Ruffles. Once you stop, don't stop.
The second
Someone was telling me the other day.
Go ahead.
Do you guys watch Circle?
I have.
So it's a Netflix reality show, but it's like a weird experiment, like 8 people in 8 different rooms, and they're locked in that room, but their only social interaction is talking to these other 8 people that are in completely different rooms, and That's all I got from it. But they said you got to watch this thing. And I hate reality TV, so I probably won't.
No,
but
I'll write it down. Usually,
that's right.
Check it out.
I think this was on Netflix.
Yeah, Joy was telling me about it. She was saying something like it's this ridiculous premise, but everybody's addicted to it. Like when you watch it, you're like, "This is ridiculous," and I can't stop watching.
Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
We talked about Castle Rock before. We love Castle Rock.
Yeah, I haven't started Castle Rock. I've started to watch Fleabag on Prime.
Yeah, Chris was talking about. Oh, it's on Prime. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I had to pay for it, and I was like, okay, yeah, British show.
Yeah,
Okay.
How is that? How is that?
The actress in that, she's great. The first time I saw her, she hosted Saturday Night Live. I didn't know who she was, and it was everybody's talking about Fleabag, and there's this scene. So the thing that made me want to watch it was this little joke that the former president did with her. Because there's a scene where she's watching one of his speeches, and then she kind of gets in the mood and kind of does something while he's talking, and her boyfriend catches her, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And so Obama said that one of his top 10 TV shows is Fleabag, trying to troll her a little bit and say, "I saw that scene in your little show." in a little funny way. So I was like, okay. Everybody's talking about this show now. I saw that scene on YouTube. I got to see what the heck this is about. So now I'm addicted to it. So I'm in the middle of season 2 now. It only has 2 seasons on there. But Joy says that, and I'm sorry I forgot her name. I have to look it up. But Joy looked her up, and it turns out that she was the head writer of the first season of Killing Eve.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been a showrunner.
All right.
Behind the
I love
scenes
Killing Eve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
So
great.
They say that Killing Eve is has a different writer for each season. Now, season 1, there's another writer for season 2, and they're gonna have another writer for season 3. So that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
I know why I like Fleabag, because the writing style is I love Killing Eve. It's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you guys binging?
We just finished Runaways season 3.
Did we finish it? We did.
Yeah, we did finish it.
I haven't started that yet. Is that good?
Are
you sure we finished? I thought we had another hour left. That was the end.
Did we watch the end?
I feel like there's another hour left. Runaways, it's just another Marvel thing, and
it's
season 1 was pretty good. The last 2 were like,
There's a couple of moments, especially in season 2. Season 1 is actually really, really good. Season 2 gets very teenage angsty. Reminds me, kind of CW style. CW. Yeah, it gets very CW teenage angsty, and to the point where the kids are they're bickering at each other, and it just gets annoying because, what you want to. What happened?
Is it just us now?
What happened? Where'd everybody go?
I'm playing.
He's pulling the director card.
I'm
it's like musical squares.
I'm working in the director's booth, guys. Just keep on going.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, no. So I just got to the teenagers were just bickering at each other, and I was like, why? I don't want to watch a show about kids bickering at each other. This is supposed to be about action and superpowers and things like that. Mm-hmm. I didn't really want to watch this teenage angst.
Did you watch Heroes?
Loved Heroes.
You watched Heroes.
I love
the last season they did.
I did not like that. I guess that's a sequel series too. I didn't like that comeback.
Kind of,
I didn't like that comeback at all. Not compared to that. I didn't even like the second season of Heroes. The first season was so well.
The second season was the what do you call it? The actors. Oh no, the writers union.
Yeah, that was the writers' strike. Yeah.
Right. That's why that one I think.
Did you see the Umbrella Academy?
Was a little better. Which one?
The Umbrella Academy.
You know what? After the first episode, I just couldn't get into it. It was so
we
slow
watched
for
the
me.
first episode.
What about the boys? What about the boys?
The boys, yeah.
Love the boys.
Okay. That.
Yeah.
They got season 2 coming out of that too, supposedly.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. You know what I love, and I haven't seen season 2 yet. Legion. The Marvel, where it's supposed to be Professor X's kid, Professor Xavier, and it's all psychedelic because he's
Fox, wasn't it?
Which one? It was on FX, actually.
Fox?
Yeah, the one on Fox was Gifted, and that was okay at the beginning. But Legion, season 1, is so mind-bending. And it's one of those shows I feel like they've done horribly so many times, and they nailed it on this time. But the guys, psychotic, but he's so crazy powerful too, and you're not always sure what's real and what's not. Even by the end of the season, there doubts what was actually real at times, and but it's done so well. Yeah, it's really and it's confusing, but in a really good way, on purpose, and it works. But like I said, it's like done so bad so often. The writing on it's just right. The execution's perfect, and I never got around to season 2 because it's hard to find it, and I think I was busy when it came out. Blah 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 blah.
Well, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just love Legion. If you haven't seen Legion, go see it because it's the guy who played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast is playing Professor Xavier's the British guy. He's Professor Xavier's son.
Okay,
and he's a total mess.
Is he a bad guy?
When he finally figured, what's
is
that?
He a bad guy or an anti-hero?
Or you know what? He's good at heart, but he's also has multiple personalities.
Oh,
and some of the most evil come from within as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of layers going on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's probably just a victim of his own powers, right? I mean, you're the son of the greatest psychic of all time, so I'm sure that's going to mess with you.
Right. And there's multiple factions that are either trying to control him or take him off the board, kind of a thing. But they want their power for themselves. So there's all kinds of things going on, like a lot of politics and a lot of different secret societies, whatnot. Typical Marvel. But he really doesn't know what's real because everyone's lying to him left and right, and there even whole characters like 8 episodes later may or may not be real, but the whole time they think,
because he's like imagining them.
Yeah, it's so real to him, and he's not sure what's real and what's not.
He's delusional.
Yeah, he has multiple personalities, and he's delusional. Like there's all kinds of crazy stuff. He's too powerful. And again, he's Professor X's kid, so he's got the mental powers as well. But the telekinesis, all that stuff. But it's too much, and the human brain can't process it, kind of a thing. It's fascinating.
Legion.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering what's all going to happen with that stuff now that the Disney merger is already finished out. I mean, a lot of these shows are just getting the plug pulled on them. Essentially, and I know that New Mutants is about to come out, and that's the last thing that Fox did with the X-Men property right before the merger. So
yeah.
So
I just saw Jessica Jones season 3. I didn't even know that was out. I kind of stumbled on it by mistake. I thought it was done.
She is done.
It's
done, but that's the last.
Yeah, I didn't know that had come out. It's actually not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's better than the second season. But Netflix was pulling the plug on all the Marvel stuff when Disney announced that they were coming out with Disney Plus.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Mandalorian, they would have not got me back. But I don't know if you guys watch Mandalorian. I'm a big Baby Yoda fan. But
yeah. He made a video with Baby Yoda trying to put on Crossroads Bone Thugs.
Everybody was doing the music for and you know what? There's one of the actors. There's a scene where the stormtrooper kind of banged Baby Yoda on the head. He had to give I read somewhere that they asked him about that because I think people
said it was a $5 million puppet,
like a prop.
Oh wow!
A puppet.
They
said the director's like, all right, you got to hit it, but keep in mind this is a $5 million puppet.
Wow!
But you got to hit it, and the guy he said he swung twice and he missed. This is like, oh no. God, and he finally hit it.
That was a comedian too, right? That was.
I didn't know puppets could cost that much money.
Yeah,
that's a very expensive puppet.
I love Bill Burr.
It's like, how about we take that $5 million and just do a CGI rendering? Then he could beat the hell out of it.
Yeah, I mean, how can a puppet be worth $5 million?
That's what the article said.
Me, a human.
You have to watch the scene because that little 5-minute opening.
What's wrong with me? I can't.
The 5-minute opening of that scene looks like a college humor sketch.
I can pretend to be a puppet for $5 million. Come on.
I guess maybe it was the actual one that maybe it has like a lot of little.
I'm sure it has robotics and stuff.
Oh, it has all the little.
It better.
It was probably that. Yeah, it was probably. They did. You can tell it's not CGI, but
it's old school.
No, it's they said you have to hit it, but just remember, it's $5 million.
Yeah, this puppet costs more than you, sir.
It's worth more than you.
They are bringing in some shows. I a bunch of stuff I'm seeing pop up on Netflix that are coming. Lock and Key. You said you didn't watch the trailer for that. You didn't. You never.
No,
I
have. I think I've seen the.
It looks really good. But it's
another Joe Hill one.
Yeah, it's another Joe Hill. Stephen King's son, the author.
Oh, that's right.
It's based on his graphic novels.
I saw the movie he did, The Tall Grass or whatever it was.
Yeah. That one,
I was yelling at the screen by the end of the movie. Don't do it! Just
what's going on? It's pretty good. He's good.
By the way, that actor that punched Baby Yoda, his name is Adam Saul Pauly. That's the actor.
Did you confirm? Right. I had to look the puppet, the 5 minutes.
I didn't look up that article. I knew the actor. I knew something else that he was on. I had to type in this old show that was canceled called Happy Endings with Damon Wayans Jr. that I knew they were together. Right. So I looked that show up, and that's.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I kind of know him from the comedy world a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's good for him. Yeah. Oh, they did a lot of comedians in there.
Oh yeah, ever since I saw that series, and I'm totally going back to the Baby Yoda thing. But after seeing that scene, I'm thinking that it would be a funny comedy to have like 2 stormtroopers just talking and just doing what they did. I would watch a whole series of that.
Have you ever seen? There's a.
All right, we'll make a sketch.
We'll do it. There's a college humor sketch.
We need the costumes
of 3 guys.
Write
3
it.
Stormtroopers.
Write it. We'll do it.
Have you seen this one? 3 stormtroopers at a bar, and they're talking about the Death Star, and it's very prolific because they're talking about it as if and it came out right after 9/11, and it's very much talking about the Death Star the way people were talking about the Twin Towers, talking about their friends that were there, and so because they're the stormtroopers, and it was funny, but about halfway through
that's
you
really
realize,
dark.
well, no, about halfway through you realize what they're doing.
Exactly what would happen.
It's genius. It's so prolific,
right.
and it's very respectful.
Talk about the survivors. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very, very respectful. It's wonderfully done.
There were no survivors on the Death Star, but I mean, people who knew the people that were up. The first time anybody
my buddy was just shipped there. It
was
war.
Is this on YouTube right now?
I think you can find on college. If you look College Humor Stormtrooper.
I love
College Humor just announced they're shuttering up, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. They laid off 100 employees.
Did you guys see all the Bad Men series?
Yes, most of them. I don't know if I've seen all of them. I've seen a bunch.
You see most of them.
And all the videos that Pete Holmes did with the Street Fighters, where the Street Fighter Red Tape or whatever, where he's like a system administrator and he has to interview all the Street Fighters.
I haven't seen that one. I've met Pete Holmes. I was working on Crashing, actually.
Oh,
when
that's
he
cool.
did Crashing, I was Artie Lang's second team for 2 or 3 episodes.
What was he like? What was Pete like?
He's very chill. I mean, I think I don't know, is he Mormon or he's a very religious guy? So
really
hanging out with all the and I think he's more New York now, but hanging out with all the comedians, he's not your typical comedian. He's very different. And it works. I think what works about all that stuff, he's very much a fish out of water kind of guy in that world.
That makes sense.
I think that's why Crashing works as well as it does. But the set for Crashing was crazy because Artie Lang was there, Jeffrey Ross, David Tell, Judd Apatow's directing the.
Yeah, we just got to meet Judd last.
It was insane.
He's a guy that Knocked Up and all that.
Yeah.
I like his
sense
of
TV
humor.
Series?
What's that?
It's a TV series called Crashing.
Yeah,
Judd Apatow.
And so Judd Apatow and Pete Holmes were on Pete Holmes' podcast, and Pete was telling Judd how basically he walked in on his wife with another guy, and then had to go to the comedy club that night, got thrown on stage, bombed, and then was basically homeless for a year, was living on the couches of other comedians to get by. And then, so the whole concept is like almost every episode, he's with a different comedian. So it's a great way to bring all these guest star comedians. Crashing is crashing, crashing life, but crashing on the couch too.
Right.
So the whole pilot is he ends up back at Artie Lang's place, and his car gets totaled and towed, and
pretty realistic for a comedian, like up and coming comedian's life, from what I understand.
And it's just a bunch of comedians at the club. It's very realistic. It's watching them bark, trying to get stage time.
Yep.
This is on Netflix, right? This is on Netflix.
No, it's HBO.
It's
HBO.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Crashing.
It's called Crashing. Yeah.
Okay.
You convinced me. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Did you want to talk about this other thing with Mindhunter?
Oh, Mindhunter. Yeah.
So they're on hold, huh?
Since we're still on streaming topics, Mindhunter is indefinitely Is it indefinitely? I couldn't believe what
Manhunter
what
or Mindhunter.
Mindhunter.
Is it Mind?
It's
No,
Manhunter.
It's Mindhunter.
They're similar.
Sean totally did a typo there.
Yeah.
But mine.
Oh, there he goes again.
Yeah. Well, you guys talk about it if you can hear.
Have you seen it?
You watched it.
I have not
season
seen
one.
it. I've heard of it though.
I've been wanting to watch. You think I'd like it?
Maybe.
Is it too violent?
It's not that violent. I mean, they actually in fact, the acting is great. One of the particular,
I get really squeamish with too much violence.
There's a lot of going. It's less violence and more going. FBI guys going to jails and interviewing some creepy dudes.
Okay, so it's more
trying to get inside their mindset, trying to figure out.
Yeah. Okay, I like that stuff.
It's almost like the scenes from Silence of the Lambs, but not as creepy as Hector necessarily. Hannibal Lecter,
right.
But where she's trying to get in the mind of a serial killer, learning from the serial killers so they can figure out other serial killers. I think at that point they weren't even calling them serial killers yet. They're still trying to figure out what this whole thing is. And first season I thought was genius.
Is this a continuous series or is this episodic where they're not related to it? Series?
No, it's like a binge-worthy kind of thing. It's very serious. It's very much a series.
So they are interconnected, the episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's like one particular serial killer they keep going back to. There's
for like
a psychologist.
Advice?
What's that?
For like advice, kind of like Hannibal Lecter? Were they asking him questions or?
Well, yeah. I mean, a little bit of that, like
Prodigal Son,
and it's kind of like getting too close, kind of like Prodigal Son a little bit, getting too close. And the one guy has anxiety as well. I don't want to get the whole away, but it's well written. The first episode season is great. The first episode coming back just seemed like all over the place, so it kind of lost me a little bit. But the first season, I love first season. I binged it in a day. I think it's only like 6 or 8 episodes. It's not that much.
I love those shows where literally you have no idea what it's about. You're like, I'll give it an episode, and then like 5 hours later, you're still just like laid up on the couch.
Right.
Holy crap! I love that though. It's like finding gold.
My dad, he's like 74, 75, and I gave him, he has Netflix now because I gave him Netflix, and he found out recently. He's like, I actually binged something. He didn't know what that word meant. He's like, I literally sat on my couch all day and watched it. For him, that's nuts.
I love it
because he's a busybody. Yeah.
My dad doesn't do movies or sitcoms. He's only sports.
Oh, really? Just sports?
Sports and Fox. But
yeah, we won't get into that.
No.
Were we still, while I was being kicked out, was you guys still talking about Mindhunter?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were up until 15 seconds ago.
Oh, but I guess they put it on hold, or they've just put it on hold for now.
Well,
they want to do other stuff.
The director was having scheduling conflicts, so he released all the actors from their contracts so they wouldn't just be sitting in hiatus. But he's directing other things for Netflix. But I'm like, why don't you just get another director?
And the show is doing well, I think.
Yeah,
he's probably the reason why they don't get another director is because he's saying that no, I am going to do it, but just not right now. They're probably locking it in. Yeah.
It's like with a network, where a network owns a show, they bring in new directors every day. The showrunner is more consistent, but the directors come and go.
Yeah,
but I think with the cable and like a Vince Gilligan type show, or
platforms,
it's more like a movie. It's more like a director's vehicle.
He must have like more of a stronghold over the show than the average director, I guess. But to me, but look what we were just talking about. Bad Boys for Life coming out, not being directed by Michael Bay, and so just. Why should we suffer and not get our season 3 when there's plenty of other directors that he could pass the ball to? Even if it wasn't well received, he could then come back for the 4th season or something.
Right.
So
that's what's happening with RoboCop Returns now. They're starting to resolve it, but that's what was holding it up. I don't know if you guys are aware that they're remaking a real sequel for RoboCop now.
A new sequel. Is it another Joel Kinnaman one or a third one?
No, it's a direct sequel to the Paul Verhoeven RoboCop 1. So they're retconning everything. They're using the original suit. They're trying to get Peter Weller back into it.
$10. Now that I'm willing to bet the $10 it won't happen.
I don't think he'll do it.
I don't think the project is going to happen. And I'll tell you one reason.
No,
why.
They already have a new director.
I'm telling you, it's not going to happen.
Well,
Terminator.
All right, we'll see. All right, put your money down. Put your
money
down.
my money down.
Kinnaman version.
You like Joel Kinnaman?
I love Joel Kinnaman. I think Joel Kinnaman.
It was good. It was pretty good.
I'm thinking that probably won't happen because Terminator Dark Fate failed. Because it's the same thing that they're doing with what they already did with Terminator. They tried to retcon the other sequels and say it's a direct sequel from part 1 and part 2, and it failed. So I think RoboCop might pump the brakes.
I heard it was good though. I heard the new Terminator was good. It got critical acclaims, but
it's very split. It's very split.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Let's see. Let me. I mean, I'm always yucking Sean's yum because he loves RoboCop, so I'm always giving him a hard time about it.
That's my boy. That's my boy. You can't. You can't knock it. Can't knock it.
There you go. Did you like the Joel Kinnaman version?
I thought it was a good build up for a proper sequel. I think that they made some mistakes. First of all, they made it PG-13, and for those of us who really like the first one, one of the things about the first one is it was very uncut, uncensored. They had to go through the ringer, through the ratings board just to get it approved. And I really kind of like that Paul Verhoeven style, like, Starship Troopers and Total Recall. Everything's way over the top. Everything is just nuts.
Right.
I do like him as an actor. I think that the suit that he first came into the show with was better than the one that they let's make him tactical and make him black and slimmer. And I was like, the hand. Why? Why leave the hand sticking out of the suit?
But see why I don't get Sean started.
I remember that.
No. But to sum it up real quick, I thought it had potential. I enjoyed it. But if you are comparing the original RoboCop with that one, I didn't like it. But I do think that they maybe should have given him a sequel. Change the suit, make it R-rated. Yeah, I'd watch it.
Bring in Kane.
Yeah. Kane, a revamped Kane would have been awesome.
Yeah. Joel Kinnaman as RoboCop, and I heard that he's getting.
I love his voice.
He's getting a second season of Altered Carbon on Netflix.
I love that show. Have you guys seen that show?
Yeah, I love it, but it's not. I think it's already out. It's not him though.
No,
it's the same character, but he's in a new body now.
Right, he did get a new body. Yeah,
so it's not Kinnaman.
Oh, so it's a different actor.
Yeah.
So you're right. Okay. It's got to be a different actor. That makes sense. That's right.
Is there another season of Hannah? Hannah was great.
I'm sure Hannah's coming back.
I only saw the first 3 episodes, and I got bored and I stopped watching.
Really?
I loved it. Give it a minute. Hannah,
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, Hannah kills it. By the time she really starts letting go a little bit in the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, she deserves an award for something. I don't know.
She became
People's Choice,
badass.
maybe.
Maurice, I finally caught up to Emergence today. I just finished it today, the latest episode today. I loved it. I was starting to I'm not gonna lie, I was starting to get down in the dumps on it, oh my god, where's this going? And then these last this week, I'm back on board. I liked it. I like what they did. So I'm hoping that. Well, I guess you know why I liked this episode. Because you kind of teased me about it when you before the episode came out, because they brought my favorite character back. So
Jenny.
Oh, the doctor? What's her name? Is that her name?
Oh, the doctor.
Doctor, yeah. They
Abby?
The villain. Yeah, remember they brought her my favorite villain.
Helen. Helen.
No,
not Helen. Helen is Emily.
Emily.
Yeah, Emily. Yeah, Emily. And, she was in a jail cell. You might as well use her. Put her away. So, if you can use her.
I felt like that's
go ahead and use her.
She was. I mean, I don't know why. I just like her character. I think it's very interesting. So this one I liked a lot.
Yeah, she's good. So she's very useful. She's sketchy, but it's interesting.
Oh yeah. I will not have dynamic. You talk about my woman crush that like that.
Sketchy but useful.
Make her my woman crush. Sketchy but useful. I'll take it.
She's very disturbing on her own way.
Some of the best characters in TV shows are those who have issues and are generally considered sketchy. That's what makes them interesting.
Problematic.
Kind of there you go. That's a nicer way of saying it.
Like Frank Underwood.
Yeah. House of Cards.
Oh yeah, that's one show. Chris keeps trying to get, and I will see it eventually. I just haven't seen it.
They lost me in the last season, though. Not just because they lost him. I just thought the writing. I saw the first episode. I was like,
It was every point that they were making was too on the nose. It was like it was like they were, and I didn't mind it. I didn't mind her taking the lead. I wanted that, but
I love
felt
her.
like
She's great. It's not her.
She was great. It's just that the writing was all like it was pandering too much. See, guys, we got rid of them.
Right.
Yeah, they kept hitting that too hard. Like,
got too preachy.
Like,
what's also when she should have her own show because she's amazing. And in Wonder Woman she killed it. Like the fact they killed her is terrible because I'd love to see her more. Like she's just amazing. Yeah. But whenever you try to make that character just be the other character, instead of like writing her for her own characters, like they're trying to like write the show as if he was there just with her character doing his lines.
Right.
And it's a totally different character. It just doesn't work.
It didn't.
And it's and the rhythm, like what they tried to, I don't know. I just didn't click with me.
They could have canceled that show and, like you said, given her her own different series, not necessarily as taking over as the president, even as a former vice president or president, whatever that she was in the end. But just still kind of pulling the strings and just being there. I mean, because she's an.
I thought they had a good finish too. With at that season was not a bad finish.
Oh, the way they
before they got written off. I thought that it's like she's president now. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, all of that stuff was great. It's just the pandering to the Kevin Spacey's not here thing was just too much. It just kept reminding us over and over again. He's not
right.
Like that first episode. It almost made you think, wait, are we going to see a ghost or something? Is he going to come back? It kind of teased it, and then it was like fooled you. No, he's not coming back. And then the next episode, see, we told you he's not going to come back. And then the third episode, we really told you he's not coming back. I was like, okay, we get it.
I didn't even get that far. Yeah.
That's annoying.
I like Joel Kinnaman in that show too.
He wasn't there. That
he was running for president in the last episode.
Running against him. That was like my favorite season. That season was.
I think Joel Kinnaman.
I like Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, have you seen The Killing?
Yeah, I've seen some of The Killing with him in it.
Yeah.
I think
The Killing.
I think he kind of got screwed with the RoboCop movie because I do think they should have given him another chance to do a sequel, but
I'm with you on there.
I thought his voice when they had the suit on was so good.
Yeah.
No,
he's got a lot of dynamic. I think and he saw in The Killing, playing that the cop who's an addict and blah 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 blah, and he has those levels. He could do all that stuff and be firm but show there's something else in there. And
I didn't take him seriously at first, and then he turned out to be like one of the greatest elements of that whole series. I loved him towards the end. I didn't know that was my first time witnessing his acting ability. Was that show?
I didn't realize how.
And then again, him as the dad. And go ahead, please.
No, I just didn't realize how big he was. Like,
right, yeah, he's tall.
He's a big boy. He's like,
I think
he's taller than that, isn't he?
I'm looking at it right now. It says he's 6'2".
Because he's got to have like 50, 60 pounds on me then. Because I'm 6'2", 6'3". He's big, or just the camera work. I don't know, but he looks huge.
Kevin Spacey's real short, so it's probably just the angle.
The camera makes you.
That's true.
Yeah, camera makes you look bigger.
Yeah,
you imagine if they cast him as Ivan Drago in like a remake of the Rocky 4. Oh my God, that would have been perfect.
All right.
Yeah, Ivan Drago, put the spike top on him because he's got that V-shaped body. He's tall.
Right. I can say he's done kind of Russian. It was Hungarian in Hannah, right?
He's Swedish, or I think he's born in
Sweden. Oh, I think you're right. You're right. Yeah.
And
the character.
Something else he's played Russian though, or Eastern European.
I could see him doing the Russian Drago. I must break you.
He could do that.
What was the last thing we? I decided. I'm not going to be able to do the reaction thing because I'm having too many difficulties, and I can tell that's not going to work. So I guess the last thing was the box office that's opening up. We were talking about before we went live. Who's gonna win the box office this weekend? Is Dr. Dolittle versus Bad Boys?
It's gonna be Dolittle by a margin. Margin. I think
it's a family movie, and you can bring everyone to it.
And it's Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly.
Hey, you brought that up because of those reasons. Do genuinely have big openings, but I don't think that's going to be the case this time. I don't know why, because not every Abominable was a family movie. It didn't do that great in the box office. I know this is a Disney property, right, Dr. Dolittle?
Probably.
Yeah, I think original was.
What is it now?
That's true.
Usually
The
they
mouse
do great.
owns everything.
I will say this.
Taking over the world.
I hope Bad Boys takes it over. I really do, but I don't know.
I think it will because I think the
marketing
marketing for Dr. Dolittle hasn't been that great, and I don't know that many people that are that interested.
Oh, really? I keep getting bombarded with it on Twitter. Yeah,
I see a lot of commercials for it, but I always wonder, like I recognize this as a remake as the original movie, but are there be too many people thinking, oh, that's not the Eddie Murphy movie?
Right.
Exactly. I'm thinking that it's too.
Oh, the purists.
Yeah, where's Norm Macdonald as a talking dog?
Yeah.
I think the Eddie Murphy version did well, and Robert Downey Jr. lately has had a tough time with his break of movies that he does,
away from the
during and after Avengers. So I hope that curse gets lifted. I'm not wishing that it does bad. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it will eke out the win and win the box office, but I don't know by much. Like if you was to guess, do you think it's gonna north of 30 million this weekend?
Oh yeah, both of those movies I think are gonna clear 30 million.
And it's a 3-day weekend too.
Because if you have
January,
if you are gonna go see a movie like Bad Boys, it's probably you can go with your buddies or you can go as a date movie, but you can't really bring the kids. You can, I mean, depending on the family.
I would be shocked if they didn't have $100 million.
You're automatically adding like 2 more people to every ticket sale by having a movie that you could bring the kids to as well, that the adults, and it doesn't look ridiculous, but it's not like as cheesy or like too kiddie-ish. Sometimes, these family movies are like way too kiddie, so the adults are like, but this actually like, Robert Downey Jr., someone that, older generations can relate to and love. And then you have that you can bring the kids. So automatically, automatically extra two extra ticket sales for every 2 people, as opposed to going to your date movie or going out with your buddies or whatever. That's how I see it as a marketing standpoint.
I think they're both going to kill it.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So, Laurice, you think?
Yeah, it's a holiday weekend.
I'm calling a tie.
You're leaning towards Dr. Dolittle, Laurice. You think Dr. Dolittle is going to take it?
Yeah.
What about you, Walter?
I'm calling a tie. They're gonna be 25 and 30.
20.
I'm not sure which one.
I think
they're both gonna be up there.
I think anything within 5 million is.
What else is out there?
Yeah.
What else is out there on this weekend?
Star Wars is still out there.
Okay, everyone already saw
I'll go
that.
see Star Wars again.
I just the 2 big movies that are debuting this week is those 2 movies. Okay. I mean, everything else has already been out for at least a week. So I know one of these 2 is going to be the number 1 movie. Now, if Star Wars ekes out the number 1 spot again, that means that Dr. Dolittle and Bad Boys would have to have done terribly.
I don't think.
How good did Star Wars do last week?
Which one?
I know they're number 1, but they still killing it. Oopsie.
Which one?
Star Wars? Yeah, I think so.
Star Wars. I know they're number 1 again, but are they still
Yeah, they just crossed $1 billion. It's the lowest performing of these 3, but it still hit $1 billion.
They're like, damn, only $1 billion.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't it sad that nowadays people's standards are so high? Well, if it isn't making $1 billion, it's not doing much, is it?
Well, Disney had quite a few $1 billion movies this year. So.
Oh yeah, like 12 billion. First studio to ever clear
1.002 billion.
Wow.
Star Wars. Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
but it's a $275 million budget before promotion, which means we're talking $500 million.
Right.
So, I mean,
it's made a profit of over $500 million though. It's still a profit. So I mean, I think that's the problem nowadays. People think that even $1 billion is enough. No matter any movie that makes $1 billion is a profit, is a hit. No matter how anybody tries to spin it, and if you're trying to make it somehow a failure, then there's an agenda.
And that's before second market, before merchandising.
And then some movies become cult hits like
on home video
afterwards. For some they become these weird cult hits, and like 5-10 years later, people discover them. Yeah, right.
Come all the way back full circle. I don't know.
Was it John Wick 2 we went to go for the press pass, and then like the lady cut the line off like we went. Okay, so we got press passes to go see John Wick 2, and we're all
nice.
We did the pre video.
there, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we made it there, and then like the lady's like, you, and she literally takes her hand. She's like, everybody here, me in front of me and Chris, you're going home, and we were like, what?
We didn't make it inside.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so we shot the video. Well, we were going to see John Wick 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
What?
that.
They overbooked it? They
No,
overbooked
they
the
just
press?
It was a regular
two seats. We were 2 seats behind, and so the people in front of us got the last 2 seats, and she just literally put her hand in front of.
It wasn't a press pass.
It was like a free screening.
It was a regular free screening.
Oh, it was a pre-screening.
It was
okay.
It was like that. So they always.
I've done a couple of those before.
Yeah,
it's the same people. You see the same people at every one of these.
Oh,
yeah. A lot of
the ones where they make you put your cell phone in a little paper bag.
They take your phone
they'll staple
on the way in.
They do that. That was the I think that was the situation that made me start questioning how the hell are people getting those press passes, because I am tired of waiting in these lines and I'm tired of getting that hand cut it off.
One of the times the cops came and there was a big fight at down on. You remember that one?
Yeah, there's these regular people who like Sean was saying, you see the same people over and over again that comes to these screenings, and they wait in these long lines and they purposely overbook them so they can guarantee that the screening
right.
Of course, yeah. A lot of the seats are reserved for the press, and the rest of them are reserved for regular people who win or get passes. So the people that normally like go for those regular passes, that you see the same people. And there was this family, this group of people,
it's like 10 of them.
There was like 10 people that did the same thing on every screening. They would have 1 or 2 people come in super early
with chairs
before the line even starts with chairs. They would line the chairs up, and then they would leave. And then they would leave. And then hours later, they'd come back. And you would see this for a couple of weeks. So now the other regulars started to get a little
pissed off. You can't leave your chairs.
Yeah.
And hold your spot. That's not you. Those are chairs.
One day,
I put a chair there.
One guy just had enough. He was like, you know what? That's
it.
People, they took the chairs, they moved them away, and then they just and you know who's the person who did it? The person who's in the front of the line. You know who it was.
Yeah,
So,
that's some serious
and quickly
escalated.
It quickly escalated.
Yeah.
Then they almost shut the whole screening down.
The cops showed up and then they were screaming and you could see the cops just like, oh my God, like why are we here?
It's embarrassed, yeah.
But then the creepy little manager of the guy from the AMC came out and was like, you guys are blah blah blah, and he tried to like shut it all down, like cancel every. I didn't want to do it, but you're making me do it. Like he
that would have been a good thing to get on film. I would have filmed that whole thing.
We should have.
That would have been hilarious.
He sounded like an angry parent. You guys are going to make me do something I don't want to do. I'm going to shut this whole thing down.
We're giving you a screening. You're getting this movie for free.
It's free.
It was the middle.
Dude's like
of the summer, and we were all outside.
Guy, man,
dude, it's hot.
I feel bad.
But
I feel bad.
I don't know that guy. I mean, he was taking his manager prowess real seriously. You guys are getting free screening, and oh my goodness. I
gotta get out the camera and say, do me a favor, just tell me the 3 things you don't want to do that you might want to do, because I really need to know.
I need to know. That could have had a viral video on it.
What's that?
No, he was swinging his finger around and pointing, and you. This is free. This is not a luxury.
He's like, don't make me turn this movie theater around.
I turned this movie theater around.
He's like, you need to act like adults. You're wasting the police's time. And it's like, dude, you're trying not to laugh because he would like, pick you out, but you're just trying to like not to chuckle. But
I totally stole these people's chairs. I would have been like, I'll put these in my car.
Well,
I'm sorry.
So the argument started because they did not stay, at least 1 or 2 of them with the chairs. It was literally all of them left.
No, and somebody's got to say. These seats are taken.
Some people would show up, and the rest of the people were still like at work. I heard on the phone they were at work. They were coming in like around like an hour before the
chair there.
Yeah, so they would come in like 5 hours before the line even formed and just throw some chairs down.
Wow,
and then claim the front of the line when
putting
they
cones. You might as well just put cones.
Hey, crazy fanboys.
Less room.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like worse than the Comic-Con lines.
Oh, one of the ladies who was really short, little Hispanic lady, she was pissed. And I mean, she just let him have it.
I don't blame her.
Ooh.
That's ridiculous.
Grab it and just throws them. Throws all their fucking chairs. That is not a person.
I'm gonna call her out. I told her that I want her on this on the show. I know her name now, Sean, because now she's that lady that you're talking about. She's helping out on the Talking Through the Media's.
Man, she was pissed.
I'm looking for a name. I'll call her. Is that her? Yeah, that's Jennifer. Her name is Jennifer.
Okay. Well, I'll say this: Jennifer sticks to her guns. Like she was like, "I'm not having this shit." Excuse me, I'm not having
it. Good for her.
She comes every screening. She's got her two kids with her. Remember, Sean?
She's a running around little girl.
Yeah, her and her kid goes with her to every screening, and that's it. They band together, and they were gonna revolt. You know what? And I haven't seen those people that do that with the chairs. I haven't seen them lately.
Oh, because the guys were like, well, then you know what? We're calling the cops. She's like, call the cops. Call the cops. I'm sitting right here. Call the cops. And the cop showed up, and he's just like, why did you guys call me out here?
There's crimes happening out here.
Stay on that 911 call. I'm in line in a movie.
They cut in front of me at the movies. I need you down here.
There's chairs here. That's my emergency. My emergency is chairs.
I've noticed.
I need to see my movie. I need to see Dr. Dolittle.
I need to see my free movie.
Point of privilege. I need someone to come to this line, and it was a mess. And that was around that.
You guys have this in Texas, because this makes me think of something I've been thinking about doing some stand-up comedy about, actually, where like in Jersey and New York, we have like adult crossing guards now. And so not just for school kids, like because people can't figure out how to cross the street and not get hit by cars. They either want to jaywalk or the cars don't know how to stop at a stop sign. They need somebody there. Yeah, it's like the lights aren't enough, and like people at the tunnels, like they don't respect the lights. They're blocking the box. Blah blah. They literally have like adult crossing guards.
Yeah.
No, not just for traffic though, but even like in Jersey and quieter like neighborhoods.
Are you talking about how like regular people, not cops, they volunteer and they start directing traffic?
Some of them are like that for the schools, but
they're organized.
But they're like cops, like. Not just for kids, like they have a sign saying stop so that adults can cross the road.
Yeah, they'll come out if you're gonna make a right.
Is degraded
so if there's a green light and you're making a left turn and they have the right of way to cross, they'll come out with a stop sign and make sure that you don't make that left so that person can cross.
This guy in a Ronnie suit needs a help walking the street.
The problem is that people that are crossing aren't always paying attention or they're on their phones and they're really, really slow. So you're like, wait, I could have.
It's a sign that society's crumbling.
I don't understand why have you made me stop? Because this person, it's going to take them 50 years to cross the street.
The only thing,
and not because they're slow, because they're not paying attention.
Yeah, the only thing that they really freak out over here in Texas is when a school bus stops and the stop sign swings out from the side of the bus. Everybody has to stop. Like the other day, I was driving down NASA Road, near the NASA Space Center, and this guy tried to go around the bus, and everybody, it's like don't dare go around that school bus because the kids were all crossing the road. It's like
because they got to get out.
Supposed to be both ways. If there's no divider.
It wasn't one horn. It was like 30 horns going off like a symphony at the same time. And he's like, all right, shit.
Because the tragedy of the alternative is such a tragedy. You see every now and then that one person who's on his phone not paying attention, and then and oh my goodness, because in that situation there's no sympathy for that.
I didn't see it. Yeah, what do you mean?
The last time I heard about it happening, it was a young girl, a teenager. I think she was like 17, and she was on her cell phone, and she killed a couple of young kids. And there was, obviously her parents and family friends were like, show her mercy. But everyone else was like, no, throw the biggest book that it's a tragedy on all the way around. More so for the victim, but you see
nothing else. If you don't make an example of her, what changes?
Exactly. And then you feel bad for. You see a 17-year-old girl ball in her eyes. Obviously, she's sorry. Obviously,
manslaughter.
But you're right. You have to make an example, and it's otherwise it'll keep happening.
Obviously, she didn't intentionally run the kids down.
Yeah,
right.
But
That's why it's manslaughter, not homicide.
but
all the warnings were in front of them.
Then I fear more for these crossing guards then, because they're not even gonna see them. They're like walking out there with a stop sign. You're not expecting someone to go out there with a stop sign.
Yeah. You ever seen those YouTube videos where the cops are pulling people over and the cop gets out the car and all of a sudden car slams into both the patrol car? That pulling people over is dangerous.
They tell people on those highways, they say, let's get out of the car and step over here in the field.
Over.
Because what those 18-wheelers, sometimes they sleep at the wheel and they'll list to the right and the worst happens. So
they scare the crap out of me. I don't like to think about it.
That's why if ever I get pulled over, I try to get off the freeway and let's go in this park.
They'll appreciate it. My wife got out of a ticket that way. He said, I swear, said, I really appreciate you taking the concern of, what's going off. They do appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the info. Oh no, that was one last thing before I guess we go. Right before we started, Larice, you were saying something about and I know you said we'll probably talk about it another time because it's probably too much to unpack. But you wanted to talk about like something with another YouTuber, right? That happened. I guess we can maybe tomorrow if you have time we can discuss it.
Oh yeah, Onision.
Yeah. So let's get together if you guys got time again with tomorrow. I have to look that up and see what
it is. You could spend the next 24 hours looking through the trash heap and still not know everything.
I can't do that.
Involved in this. That's how complicated it is. A dumpster fire. It is more than a dumpster fire.
I can't do YouTube drama.
It is seriously the. I think that
I'm allergic to bad reality TV.
Here's the thing, because Chris Hansen is now involved in this. Yeah. That's what really got my attention, because before it was just YouTube drama, but now you have Chris Hansen, have a seat with Chris Hansen, like a legitimate reporter that goes out to catch predators. He had to catch a predator who's actually after this guy. Yeah. So, but people have been making videos on him for years and years, calling him out. But YouTube doesn't do anything. He got banned from Twitch.
Calling that YouTuber out.
Why? What are they doing?
Yeah. There's just been a lot of videos about, but that's what a lot of the drama channels do.
Grooming the young
Okay, yeah, that's creepy. That's crazy. And the law enforcement has not. If law enforcement has not done anything about him.
No. Apparently, he's being investigated. Allegedly, he's being investigated, from what I've heard. But
this a Shane Dawson expose?
No, yeah, it's more than that.
I think it all boils down to that. It's not what they think is going on; it's what they can prove.
Exactly.
100%. There's no justice. It's what
you have a bunch of victims coming forward. It's a matter of what can they prove?
Exactly. They could say 50 women that he did this, but like, well, do any one of you have any proof?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, nowadays sometimes
it's rough.
The accusation is enough to get that investigation rolling. I mean, if
I have no doubt they're looking at him.
For most it is, but for YouTubers, I feel like there's this other existence. It's like this, because for TV and film stars, this type of thing could ruin their careers forever. But like the YouTubers and the influencer community,
they have not to make a POTUS joke.
They have lower standards.
What about Aunt Becky's daughter? Her YouTube channel got destroyed. Now
Becky Lawlin or whatever.
Something Lawlin. What's her name? Played
She's going to jail. Yeah, she's going to go to jail.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Was like she was the victim. Like she's like, oh my god, my YouTube, my subscribers, I lost my endorsers.
I'll tell you this though.
Yeah, Jade.
Her daughter Jade is. Like she's like, I had no idea they ruined my life. Yeah, you did know that you were taking fake photos of you in a rowing thing. You don't row.
Rowing machine.
What did you think? How do you think you got in? Really?
Yeah.
That was
college. That was a mess.
That was an unboxing video that she was doing for that or whatever, something for a boat.
I was doing a vlog.
I was doing a vlog.
I thought we were just taking pictures.
Things kids do.
Workout videos.
How come she's not getting in trouble?
Well, she's a minor, so I mean.
Yeah, but still, she knowingly participated.
But she's still.
The parents actually did the money and paid the bribe. So
the money came.
I think it's a matter of money exchanged.
Yeah, that's what they got.
I'll tell you this: if I had me being a nobody, if my parents had done that, I'd be in trouble.
Well, yeah, right.
Well, no, not necessarily. You follow the money. I mean, the crowd.
Well, no. Your parents would hold you accountable.
Probably like he did. It was.
But your parents probably
If you
wouldn't.
had good parents.
You had good parents. They
wouldn't have
wouldn't
this
do
problem.
something like that
Yeah.
because
I can't believe Jade.
You would have had to
her
study
name
the
is
first time
Jade.
around.
Jade's at it. I can't believe she's not trying to stick up for her
Olivia
parents or be
Jade.
like, they were just trying to do what's best for me.
No, she didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
She was complaining in her vlogs
She had
about
to do this because you're a big dummy.
she did not want to go to. She already had like all these.
She's already getting millions
deals
of
with
dollars.
makeup lines, and she had all these subscribers.
Oh God,
you know,
why did I want
she
to go
had-
to USC? Well,
She didn't want to go to
come on.
USC. She's at USC complaining. She's like, I don't want to be here.
She
I
wants
want to
to be
be
an
doing an
influencer.
influencer
That's
thing.
spoiled brat.
Yeah,
stuff.
it was-
Like, okay, all right, then don't go there. Someone
Well, I'll tell
else,
you with
someone else
Instagram-
that really wants an education.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
I'm
That
gonna get here.
reminds me of that other.
Someone else that wants an education could be there. So
Dude, people would get their
leave.
toes and fingers to go to USC with a scholarship.
Yeah.
And that it reminded me of that other YouTuber that got in trouble because she like hit her dog or something. While
Oh
she
yeah. In the background.
Yeah.
Oh,
And, oh, man, they her subscribers.
Yeah.
$5 million dog.
They swarmed. I forgot what her name was, but yeah, a lot of these YouTubers that like now,
messed up.
yeah, they're people are watching. You keep that camera on and you post the wrong thing, I mean, as much.
Well,
Go ahead.
yeah. No, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that they your subscribers can turn on you in a dime. I mean, just depending on what you do, I guess.
A line
There's
of what they expect you to go so far to keep them watching, and then you do that one thing too much.
push the edge.
and it's
There's no network.
yeah.
Yeah, now it's
Oversee.
cancel culture now.
Yeah, but there's no that celebrities could just fart the wrong way in a tweet and they're done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Because the eyes
the-
are all on them. Millions of people are watching them all the time.
I remember
Yeah.
somebody made a joke. It was like, could you imagine if Twitter existed in like the 50s and stuff? It was like nobody would be famous today at all. Nobody would be everybody be afraid.
everyone be canceled.
Everybody be afraid to do anything. It was like, well,
Like the Red Scare with Twitter around, with all the real crap like McCarthyism, like this is nothing compared to that. What's going on now? But can you imagine with like the
Bunch
fire
of
of that
communists. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
to the commies.
oh yeah, back in the day when you could just accuse somebody of being a communist, like
Get him put in jail. He's a commie.
I guess the Salem witch trials or something like. She's a witch. She's a commie. It's weird.
Yeah.
That would be a funny sketch. Through the years, what if we had Twitter during this period of time?
Well, they make analogies to that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Elvis had a Twitter account? I'm like, ooh,
It just be hashtag the king. Just
Like the Coming to America scene with the guys in the barber shop, and they're just
oh yeah.
like
Rocky Marciano.
that's what everybody.
Let me tell you about Rocky
That's
Marciano.
kind of Twitter. Just complaining about everything.
Yeah.
Hey, they're bringing them back for the sequel. The their barbershop will be back in the sequel. I don't know how old their characters are gonna be.
They're getting older. Yeah.
I want.
Same
Yeah.
characters
Probably
still in
put
the
the same-
barbershop.
Makeup on it, make it look like they haven't aged. They'll probably look the
They look younger.
exact same way they looked in the first movie. But I think, and here's something else before I let you guys go. They need to. Do you know that Cuban Gooding Jr. That was his first, role. That
They
he
got a
played.
haircut.
Guy getting the haircut. They need to bring Cuba Gooding Jr. back and have him not say a word the way he did that first time, and just sitting in the chair, still not getting a haircut by Eddie Murphy. I think that would be hilarious, but they probably won't do that. He probably wouldn't do it. But
Cuba
That would
looks
be-
up commodity right now, right?
Yeah.
Because he do you have a sexual thing or
he's in I think
Cuba
he's
Gooding.
he's in a little trouble right now. Yeah.
something going on?
Oh yeah.
I can't keep up with all.
So maybe he would do it. Who knows?
Got canceled for something.
He would do it. He probably needs
He
a
would
job.
do it. He'd be like, you want to be Incumbent America too? Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
All right, guys. I'll let you go because I've got to get ready for another appointment. So I appreciate you guys talking with me. I'm sorry that I was having so many technical difficulties with the streaming and stuff. I probably
Oh, no worries.
I probably should have plugged my the landline and not landline. What's it? Not
Ethernet.
The Ethernet cable in there. So that's but so for anybody who you catch this later on, I appreciate you guys for watching. Larice and Walt, I appreciate you guys again. And Sean, we got to do we got to do another top 10. Somebody that's what this show used to be. Just me and Sean just doing top 10s every day. So we got to do a top 10.
That's great. Those are great.
Yeah,
people love the top 10 stuff.
You know, we'd say like, all right, we're gonna shoot a 15-minute video, and then you look at the timer now. This is like 2 hours and 30.
1 hour, 15 minutes later, it's like, oh man, like that. And
we used to do a live video after when they rebooted X-Files. We would do a live video, and at times we'd have a couple thousand people watching. Everybody was so hot for. Yeah, it was like when they brought back X-Files season 10 and 11.
The revival.
For the season 11, we started doing a live thing on YouTube after each episode. So what's going on? Come join us. And there's nothing else out there. No one else is doing X-Files. So like everyone's flocked to
everybody flocked to you guys because of
and the same kind of thing 2 hours later.
They were their therapy.
Midnight, 1 in the morning.
People needed therapy after the show.
Fall asleep on the camera.
Real quick, you know what's so amazing about that show? And I've seen all of them. Is that you see so many cameos of people who were younger back then who became very famous later. Like you even see like a really young Jack Black in that show.
Jack Black, Sean Green was in the second episode.
Yeah, Sean. Our friend Dave looks exactly like him. Exactly like him.
Here's something you guys, all three of you guys, will appreciate. I saw this earlier this morning. I said, I'm glad you reminded me about X-Files because I meant to tell you guys this. Going into our politics, that's what's going on right now. They're saying that Pete Buttigieg looks exactly like a young version of the smoking guy.
I saw that.
The X-Files.
So
how did they even get that? I don't think he looks anything like him.
I don't think so either.
The younger version of him,
like a younger version of the guy.
The younger version.
Well,
of him.
you actually do get to see in the show the younger version of the Smoking Man.
Actually, because Spender played him as a younger version of him, his actual son.
Not in the reboot though. The reboot was somebody else.
No,
I don't remember.
No,
in season 11, they went back in time at one point, didn't they?
No.
Well, they do. Yeah.
No, it was Spender. Spender played the younger him, and I think it was season 4. They had a flashback episode in Spender, and then later on they introduced Spender as his son, Mulder's half brother.
Or season 10 when the alien crashes, like it's supposed to be Roswell, right?
Yeah.
Don't we see him at some point?
But it wasn't.
I don't know. I don't remember if it was the same actor or not.
No,
that was definitely not
He
Spender.
did not come in until the very, very end of the season premiere of season 10. We were like, "What the heck?"
William B. Davis.
Yeah. How is he alive? We saw his face blow up.
Yeah.
He survived and missed the face.
We're gonna have to get an emergent. We're gonna have to have an emergent crossover.
Oh yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, we can do that.
There's definitely
it's evil.
nods.
Evil is more X-Files than Emergence is. But
I'll tell you this:
evil's good.
The X-Files is the one TV show that I can watch, and it's so nostalgic for me because I remember when I was a kid watching the first season, and then I watched them in the reboot, and I'm like, oh my god, has it really been that long since this show came out? Like,
wasn't X-Files the first series to have an ongoing series and a movie happening at the exact same time? That was I think they were the first to pull that off. They were the first to have because usually a series would get canceled and then a movie would come out.
Right.
They released it
in the middle of the season.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like is when Mulder was gone, and then they had Robert Patrick come in.
Liked that. Nobody liked that.
No, he's like they said that he wasn't willing to relocate for the money that they were offering him, or they wouldn't accommodate him.
He relocated, but his contract was up after 7 seasons.
Yeah,
and then there was a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit dispute.
Yeah. That's right. You know him, don't you? You know Duchovny. Yeah. Did you ever ask? So is this? You got to do another episode at some point with these guys, with them breaking down the explanation behind the X-Files debauchery.
Yeah.
That's David.
He signed the hat.
This is a hat for his album.
So I don't want to take any more time, but what's David like in person?
He's great.
We love him. He's chill.
You know, he's just really no BS type of guy.
Yeah.
I feel like I know him to a tiny degree. You know what I mean? Like when you've seen somebody but I know I really don't. But it's like the kid in me is like, yeah, that's David Duchovny. I've seen him like a million hours of footage of him. So he's pretty nice.
Laid back in general. He's pretty real with everyone. Like he's
not Hollywood at all. I don't think.
No, he's not very industry. He's got a really great sense of humor.
I think because he came to acting late too, relatively. He wasn't like a diva theater kid.
He's like a regular guy. He's pretty down to earth.
He's a writer. Does he know? Did you ever ask him how him and Jillian got along, like on and off the set, or?
That's taboo.
Yeah, we don't
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
too many of the
too many
fans.
conspiracy.
Nice try, Sean. Nice try.
Hey, I was going right to the source. I had to ask.
We can't.
We've been to enough conventions where people ask those questions,
and
everybody
everybody gets clams at.
It's
awful.
She talks about it more than he does. Let's put
it makes him uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's just
I had to. You can't blame me for trying.
No, I don't have any dirt. That's for sure.
I didn't want dirt. I was just curious if they were actually like, because on some sets it's all business. Like literally, they don't want to have anything to do. But certain ones, they at least form a friendship to where they're like cordial around each other. On and off.
I think it's the funniest thing that ever happened.
They're great chemistry together. Even when they're like doing a panel together, they have great chemistry. You can tell they have this 25 year.
They got a long history. Yeah.
Bond. And I think in any situation, if you're around somebody like as much as they were, it's like any other coworker. After a while, it's like a dysfunctional family. It's like a dysfunctional family. Yeah. You love and you care about the person, but they can probably drive you up the wall.
And after 9 years, you need a break too.
It's like, but you're not married to them because they spend more time together than they were with their spouses because they're being basically forced because they're working together.
You're probably doing 50, 60 hours a week.
Like in a TV, like sometimes if we, we produce our own shows, we have our cast that we do improv with. And after a while, sometimes I feel like we can be a dysfunctional family.
1 week on the road, we want to kill each other.
Yeah. On a road, if we do road trips, we do road gigs we sometimes are up, but we still love each other. It's not like you might get annoyed like a sibling almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
100%.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is to Dave and Jill, I love you both. Thanks for the great memories as a kid. That's all.
They're great. Yeah.
They're great. They're
the
very
legacy
gracious.
of X-Files,
they're very appreciative.
Is almost everything we watch is, not that so much directly, but what X-Files did for TV, I think.
Yeah, it kind of paved the way for shows like Emergence and what we watched, Evil and all these other shows.
We get Breaking Bad directly from it. Vince Gilligan,
and then Homeland came.
Man in the High Castle is Frank Spotsman.
Yeah, all the guys that came.
Supernatural is X-Files guys started that.
My favorite from them was
we can spend the next 2 hours talking about it.
My favorite.
we won't.
I think you guys need to do like sometime either with Chris or both of us, whatever. You guys should just have an episode dedicated to some of the people that the people would know. Maybe like to know some information, not like dirt, but like just things you may appreciate to know about your favorite actors.
Sure.
Yeah, if you have any questions, we could do one. I'll answer any of them because like we pretty much know everything.
As soon as I saw your shirt and as soon as I heard you say you guys are buddies with Dave, and I was like, oh man, I really love the X-Files. I was like, oh, I gotta ask her at some point. I gotta remember to ask him at the end about Dave and Jill.
You mean like trade war stories, like a fan interaction kind of an episode, like it's
things that they probably know that most people are curious about.
We have some stories.
Like
we got funny stories.
When I met Dean Cain and he told me a little how he really felt about Terry Hatcher. That's exactly.
Good or bad?
Really?
Great. Yeah, it wasn't that great.
You didn't care that they were real? Or and they're spectacular.
I'm not a big fan of his anyway. So
right. Yeah. I was overseas. I was working overseas. It was the USO. And
he was at the one Comic-Con.
Dean Cain?
Yeah.
Oh well, I have a quick little Dean Cain story. I'll leave it.
No, he was telling his about the USO.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, we haven't heard this one. Go ahead.
I was dressed as Superman at the Chicago Wizard World, and we were on our way to actually sitting in William Shatner. No, it was something else. It was William Shatner followed by a David Duchovny and Mitch Pileggi X-Files panel, and you guys went to go see something because you can get your good seats. You just keep moving up, kind of thing. And on the way I was walking, they're premiering Supergirl. So I'm a big Superman fan. So I went and saw Supergirl premiere about a couple months.
The TV show or the movie?
The new TV show.
Okay.
It was like about a month or two before the TV show started.
I was
trying to watch it online.
I was in the middle of having a conversation with him.
I'll see you later. I
turned around and he was just gone. Yeah. I was like, where did he go?
So dressed as Superman.
Like, hey, Walt, where's Walt?
I'm in the front row. I'm right next to the projector, actually. I had to move over one seat. I realized my shoulder was blocking the screen of the projector. And in comes Dean Cain to introduce the Supergirl premiere. And then he says, oh, man, you're the man. I used to be the man. Now I'm the dad. So he's like pointing at me like, oh, you're dressed as Super. So we were like bonding. I was like 10 feet away from him. And he's just sat down on the stage 10 feet away from me while we watched the Supergirl premiere. So as much as I love all his politics and whatnot, but he's got a little weird. But
that's cool. So you watched Supergirl with Dean Cain. I saw the Revenge. I saw Revenge of the Sith with Dean Cain.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, we watched it when that movie first came out.
Chris set up a little movie theater over there.
Yeah, it was like a movie. I was working with the morale, welfare, recreation guys over there, and it was a movie theater and stuff. So yeah, he came over, signed autographs, and we saw Star Wars. It was pretty nice.
That's awesome.
Episode 3, nice.
Pretty sweet, pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Dirt. That's great. Even better.
We could do a Superman podcast too.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars.
He can talk Star Wars and Superman all day long.
Well, we'll make that. I'll try to make that the next topic. Then let's bring it back tomorrow. Let's try to figure out.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys taking time to talk with me and stuff.
All right, well,
I'm gonna finish out. I think I think I have to do a recap of Emergence since I haven't done it in a while. I think yours just dropped, didn't it, Larice? Didn't you guys just do a recap of the latest episode?
Yeah, I finally put up. Yeah, this morning I put up my episode 11 recap. Yeah, I just did a play-by-play. So
it's good app.
It was good.
It's good app.
Yeah, it's a pretty good episode.
Cool. And Sean, what about you? What are you going to be doing later on? PUBG.
Yeah, I'll be playing Call of Duty later.
There you go.
Until the wife is busy, so I get to sneak away to the man cave and play video games.
All right, let's do it. All right, so yeah, I'll sneak off and I'll join you on there.
And we have to. Well, we may or may not binge Sex Education. That starts tomorrow, and then
I think we're on a 25-minute outro.
And there's new Evil tonight, so we're gonna do that at 10.
There is a new Evil tonight. Oh yeah. So
new Evil tonight. Yeah.
Let's do that. Maybe if there's time. Are you gonna do a live recap right after the show?
No, not after the show. I'm always tired. The show's on so late. This one and Emergence, they're on at 10, and I'm like,
come on, let's go get her. Let's get some Red Bull. We'll get wired up. No, I was just joking. No,
people on the fan group were even asking, they're like, oh, they should do an after show, like Talking Dead or whatever. I was like, oh, I'd do one, but I don't think anyone's gonna be around because when we did the Emergence, a lot of people weren't around because it was late. It's like a school night.
Yeah,
you guys watch The Walking Dead?
I watched Fear.
I fell off about a season and a half ago.
Well, if you want to see a good zombie show, they canceled after 2 seasons. It was in the BBC, but it was called In the Flesh, and I actually enjoyed that more than The Walking Dead.
Oh, cool!
Because real quick, because they actually bring the zombie. It's after the zombie apocalypse, and they give the zombies back to their families because they have a drug they stick into them, and it gives them their personalities.
Well, they didn't cure them. They just brought their
it gives them their personality back, but they still look like zombies, and so the whole show is.
Crap.
It's so serious, though. It's like them giving their family members back as partially deceased citizens, and them trying to cope with society. It's really strange, but it's a binge kind of show where once you start, you're gonna.
This might be controversial, but I'm gonna give you a little honesty right now. If the zombie apocalypse were to hit, and let's say my wife was hit by the zombie apocalypse, she became a zombie.
You wouldn't want to
back. I look her dead in the eye and I said, "Look, we took vows. It said till death do we part, and I'm taking that seriously. Okay, I'm gone.
You're gonna lock her in the basement and keep her around forever.
I made my peace."
The main character kills himself. You don't see that; it's already happened. But then they give him back to his family, and so his family is kind of like dealing with having him back after his suicide. And it's
that's awkward.
It's part of the awkward part.
Is it a dark comedy kind of thing?
It's not comedy.
It's serious.
It's a serious show called In the Flesh, and it was on BBC BBC 3, and then they cut BBC 3 the whole channel, so they canceled after 2 seasons. But they leave you on such a cliffhanger at the end of the second season. It was like, it was one of those shows where you really just it didn't deserve to be canceled. Like it was so good. But anyway, check it out.
That's kind of awkward. I might have to check that out now. It's like, could you imagine that and just sitting there after getting returned to your family and like, so did the insurance come in? No.
Oh man.
Not now. And in the show, his sister was part of the human military force that went out and killed those things, and so like she really does not like him when he comes back.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
There's the endorsement, guys. Well, all right. Well, I'll check it out, and I'll join you later on online, Sean. I guess we'll play some Call of Duty, and I got to get on my Emergence. But thank you for telling me about Evil. I'm gonna definitely watch. That comes on. What is it? 9 o'clock Eastern or 8 o'clock.
10 o'clock Eastern.
Well, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. Me and Sean's time. So at 9 o'clock. Okay, so Sean, we got like an hour and 15 minutes. Let's play some Call of Duty and
Yeah, have some fun.
Peace out, guys.
Have fun. Great night, guys.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Nice meeting you.
That was fun.